Friends, welcome to Caninescoach. Today is episode 14 of our dog training series. Today we are going to show you previously we have taught the dog the feeding discipline. Now we will show what is the improvement of the feeding discipline the dog has learned. So you can see all the 4 dogs: Tank, Shadow, Tank, Danny, Susie. They are sitting by the side of that handler, and they are waiting for the food. You can see food, friends. So you can see if you see close. So today's menu is that chicken, vegetables, and rice and multigrain. So you can see. So for the Danny and Susie, the quantity is more. For Tank and Shadow, quantity is a bit less because of their size, age, and as per the veterinary recommendation. So we can see all the 4 dogs are sitting beside the trainer. Now all the handlers will ask the dog to stay and drop the leash. ठीक है, leash drop करके stay बोले बेटा. Please drop, stay. So you can see the food is in front of the dogs, but all the dogs are staying, and they were waiting for the command of the handler. So Danny becoming a bit restless, but still we need to enforce the obedience because it's the food time. Dogs normally they will try to break the Shadow. He is off leash, but he is staying well. Leash drop, stay. Okay. Tank and Shadow, they are showing more patience than compared to Danny and Susie. So friends, why this feeding discipline is important, I have already told you before, because feeding discipline will make the dog understand the importance of the food, and he will the craving will make the dog to complete the food as fast as possible, so that it will help the pet parent to avoid the picky eating habit of the dog. If you enforce the feeding discipline, the dog understands it is the most valuable thing, and I earned with my discipline. So we are treating that food, we are giving the food as a reward to the dog. So you can see Danny is trying to get up, but handler is resisting. He is simply saying, I am not going to leave you unless my objective is achieved. My objective is achieved. That the objective is that you need to stay there unless I give the command called take it. If you say take it, then only the dog should take the food. And after the completion of the food, just you need to take the dog to the defecation area where the dog will defecate. Because defecation, after feeding, it is expected that the most of the dogs they defecate. So it will be easy for you if you practice this feeding discipline in the morning and the evening, and you take the dog outside for defecation. So we are trying to develop more patience in the dogs. Tank and Shadow, they know they are not going to allow. Unless Danny is resisting, Susie has given up, she is staying there. Now it's our job to make Danny understand, if I say something, I mean it. Handler's job and trainer's job is to make the dog understand, if I say something, I mean it. Whatever may be your size, whatever may be your breed, if I say something, I mean it. So Danny a bit given up, so he has gone down, he understood, sit. But no, he will resist. So this is what we are trying to achieve, friends. This is dog training is not easy. It may look easy, but it is not obvious. It takes consistent efforts from the trainer. It takes consistent effort from the instructor, and it's a regular practice. It's not a one-day job. That's why if someone says I can train my dog within 2 to 3 days, it is no. You can train few commands, but you need to enforce those commands over a period of time, which converts into habits. So you can see Tank and Shadow, they understood they are not going to give up. But challenge is Danny and Susie, they are trying to dominate. But we will not going to allow unless they are staying on command. The command is given. They are salivating. All the dogs are salivating. That's a good sign, friends, because they are high on the food drive. So it helps in the training also. So we will see how the dogs will rush to the food, because objective is achieved. The dog is staying there, and the handlers are concentrating here and there, but still the dog is staying. Tank and Shadow, they are doing beautiful, and so let us see how it goes. Chalo, come on, beta, take it. Take it. Good. So you can see, as soon as the command is given, yes, all the dogs are having their food. So this will help, friend, because now this after the command gives given the take it, the dog feels that I earned this food, and they value the food, and they will complete the food. So normally pet parents, what they do when they are at home, they will keep the food and just leave the dog. the dog will at his own comfort, he will eat over a period of time. So that will disturb his digestive pattern, because there is a specified time for a dog to complete his food. Maximum, at our institute, we give 2 to 3 minutes of the time. That is the maximum time. Normally, the 2 to 3 minutes is the highest amount of the time we are giving, but we will just give a bit of time, so that if he is not having, he is just trying to avoid the food, then we will take the dog out. But you can see Tank and Shadow, they completed the food, and Susie and Danny, they are completed half. So it gives an immense pleasure to the trainer once the dog has completed his food. Once the dog has completed his food, then simply they go to the defecation area. That is called stool site in our institute. So we mark 3 to 4 areas where we make the dog to defecate. So you can see Tank, Shadow, they completed their food, and I am very happy, because once after the training, if the dog completes his food, as a trainer we will be very happy, because that is, it will give us a comfort up to evening. Since up to evening, that I think the dog is healthy, in a healthy condition, then only the dog completed his food. So you can see Danny and Shadow, they are eating in a rhythmic way. So friends, every pet parent should ensure that a dog is feeding discipline trained. If you train your dog for feeding discipline, friends, believe me, it will give you a great amount of comfort in managing your dog in day-to-day life. So ensure the dog is feeding discipline. I will show the steps. Put the food in front of the dog and ask the dog to stay for a while. That it will happen after a bit of basic obedience is enforced, because the dog should understand sit and stay commands. Then only it will understand. Instantly, if you do, the dog will not understand. It will create some kind of chaos in the training, and you may give up. So first, make the dog sit and stay. Put the face. Start with 5 seconds. Then gradually, every day, every meal, you increase the time for 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and don't drag it too far. If you drag it too far, the dog understands, he will give up on the food. So you need to make a balance in between, and you need to proceed. So you can see Danny and Shadow, they are on the verge of completion of their food, and Susie and Danny, and Susie is looking in the other bowl also, because she feels I need to have more. So this is an everyday routine at our institute. And after the completion of the training sessions, when the feeding happens, we enforce the feeding discipline on an everyday basis. And feeding discipline is one of the most difficult commands when a dog can learn. But once if he understands, it's a classical conditioning. If I sit and stay, I will get the food. If I don't sit and stay, I may not get the food. That is the message should go. And this feeding discipline exercise will help you to enforce discipline. At the same time, it will help you to it will help you to establish as a boss to the dog also. So you can see, friends, Susie completed his food. Danny just on the verge of completion of his prescribed food. So we provide food as per the veterinary recommendations, friends. Our food is a highly nutritious, lab tested food, and all the calories and protein count is been measured. And our veterinarian, he will recommend the quantity of food to be given to the dog. So that's why all the dogs at our institute are in a healthy condition. They are not stout. At the same time, they are not weak. So Danny also completed his food. Now the handler will take the dog to the defecation site. He will ensure that the dog is defecating, and after 5 minutes, they will be put into the cage. Right? That's it for today, friends. Thank you.